going on, everybody? Welcome to the Oil Stream. Thank you very much for being here. Brought to you by our great partners at Boston Pizza. Shout out to Tony from Boston Pizza, who got his name in the Nasty Bash song this year.
Great line.
Yeah.
I laughed. I heard it when you guys played it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
I laughed.
The song came together nicely again.
It really did.
There enough happens at the Nasty Bash that I don't really need to stretch it or make anything up. I just need to have it fit together nicely. And it did. And that's what it did.
Well played.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. Anyway, it was a good time. It is September. You know what that means at Boston Pizza?
New menu?
Kids eat free.
Oh, baby.
Kids eat free because it's so expensive to send them back to school that kids eat free all September long. Dine in only, and there are some minimum spends that apply. So a parent just can't go in, sit down and feed their kid and not eat themselves.
I'll have the salad. My kid will have a smorgasbord.
Yeah. My kid, I'll have an iced tea.
Yeah.
And my kid over here is going to get
an extra large pierogi pizza.
Big plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, the mountain.
Yeah, the mountain one.
Yeah.
My parents share that. They're in their 60s.
Well, they couldn't eat it all. They had a few bites, and I finished my salad and
Can we wrap that up?
Tea. Yeah.
Can we wrap that up? Anyway,
dinner is served.
Kids eat for free at Boston Pizza all September long. We're coming at you here from Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Of course, Popeye is a partner of the Oil Stream as well. We got, look, man, Oilers, some of the guys are skating, the McDavid contract. We've got the Whipping Boy bracket, which ended in a 50-50 tie.
Unreal.
On YouTube today. So it comes down to the Twitter vote.
I voted.
So we'll get into that. The rankings of importance are going to begin today as well, which is always a big event. But you got to listen to the Nielson show in a car today.
I always listen in a car.
In a radio dial.
For the first time in a long time, I turned on my radio.
How was it?
It sounded great.
Yeah?
I'm like, oh, and then
it's going to be weird because I'll never get to listen.
The only thing you're missing is they throw commercials in when we do sports updates.
Yeah, and that's it. And actually, the commercial breaks were a little bit shorter than I thought they were going to be. So it was great. Like, Eric finished his update, we hit a song, and boom, we were back, man. Yeah. So it really not much. It's good. I feel sorry for all these other shows that have to play music or lots of commercials. Whereas we're just banging out like 2-3.5 minute commercial breaks an hour, and it's a lot of content.
Yeah.
So
it sounded good. And what I love about this, and hopefully this is a long-standing great partnership between our station and Cruise, it's another platform, a better platform than what we experienced before on AM, where people could get our content. And it was easy to get it before. It's even easier now. So the people that were begrudgingly, I don't want to learn how to do it off my phone. I have an older vehicle, this and that. That excuse is gone. And I'm looking at you, Uncle Diego.
Oh, Uncle Diego. I did not know.
He was one of those.
Jeez, that's the worst. A family member? He must hate you. Well, anyway, now he knows. Tight. Now he knows.
Now he knows. And I'll be like,
easy enough.
Your mornings just got better.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah. And it is clear.
Oh, good one. That's kind of funny, actually. All right. Anyway, the Oil Stream is brought to you by Boston Pizza. Kids eat all September for free. Oh, man, where do we want to start? We got the Whipping Boy bracket. Let's save the rankings of importance. We can start with the McDavid stuff. Let's dive into your spicy headlines for our partners over at Popeyes.
There's a lot to talk about because
with McDavid.
The McDavid stuff.
We could do 55 minutes on McDavid.
Yeah, right? Easily. Anyway, there is a little wrinkle I could throw at people for McDavid. Okay. Like, he is in town skating with the captain skates. The plan was for him to go to the NHL media junket in Vegas, but that's changed.
That was the plan.
Sounds like it.
I was wondering if it was just never not a plan.
Listen, I should say this. You expect him there, he's not going. They're sending Evan Bouchard.
The league would expect him there.
Everybody would expect him there.
The face of the National Hockey League is not going to the media junket.
In Vegas, that's right.
And that is this weekend?
That's this weekend. Isn't that interesting?
So the contract won't be done.
I don't know.
Like, to me, the only reason he doesn't go to the media junket is because it's just going to be a steady diet of questions about the contract.
Of course.
Right. So,
yeah.
So I like if you were thinking all of a sudden the deal was going to be announced Friday or something, I feel if that was going to happen,
probably
then he would hit the junket and
away we go. What was the other thing I had? No. So yeah, he's not going there. That's interesting.
He's going to speak though.
That's Friday. We're expecting to hear
so
from him.
He's expected to speak at the captain's skate.
Yep.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we get a little bit of update.
Reed Wilkins will be there for Edmonton Sports Talk.
Or he just says the same thing he said last week in Calgary at the Team Canada orientation camp.
Well, I mean, since then, nothing has changed.
Correct.
At least in the public eye. Well, actually, things have kind of changed a little bit because since then, John Shannon had the may not sign before the season.
Yeah,
right? That has come out since he spoke at the Hockey Canada thing.
And John's got great sources. And I know everybody's kind of hopped on board, and now everybody says
Rashad echoed the same thing.
Everybody's saying the same. You know, it's one
may not sign before the season.
Everybody says it.
May sign before the season. Which prior to that, it was mostly just he'll sign at some point before the season.
I still think that. Part of me thinks, and I know the Oilers like to be deceptive more so these days than in eras past. I think they get something done. I don't think he wants to be going into the year. This is my personal opinion. I don't think he wants to go into the year, have this hanging over him. Again, like lots of highest paid player, reset the bar. How long do you want to stay? What other details that need to be ironed out do we have to go over? It's pretty straightforward in my opinion. So it shouldn't really take that long. Like not a lot to think about here.
It's interesting because if it's not done by the beginning of the season, does it get done at all through the year? Right? Like what's going to change?
I don't think
I'm curious. Like what changes, right? Like what's different on January 15th than October 1st?
I don't even think it gets to that point. I think they'll hash it out before the start of the year. I think they'll have it done by training camp. Unless
I'll be very surprised
really
if it's not. Unless, yeah.
If we want to play the hypothetical game, which is probably a waste of time, unless he has some issue with the organization, which would be insane considering his old agent is the president of hockey operation, or CEO, pardon me.
He runs things.
Yeah. I mean, it creates discussion. It is creating worry in the fans. I feel like it's unnecessary, but I'm one of those people that's like, just get it done. Let's figure this out. Really worry on playing good hockey and making sure this team is a winning team, giving itself a chance to win the Stanley Cup. So I don't know. I feel we get this done by the time the start of the season happens, maybe sometime in training camp. That's my opinion. Last thing I was told when we did Oil Stream last week was Shoggy put out that thing. Really wasn't much chatter between the two sides. I was told the same thing.
So Sarah Volley yesterday had the players will have until September 15th of 2026 to sign deals with the current structure. Do you think, like, this is 2026, so it's not like it's this September 16th, right? So they have the year to, like, I'm wondering if current structure, new structure, like, does McDavid take this thing as,
unless his team is going over the minute details.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is there a way? I'm not saying he's going to Kawhi Leonard this thing, and he's going to go work at Stossel tree planting farm
for 28
and Daryl Cates is going to give him 28 mil under the table.
Unreal, by the way.
But I'm wondering if there's a way to get creative with the salary cap and the CBA that we haven't seen yet.
And that's possible.
Because if anybody was going to do that, it would be the best player in the league, the guy who's going to be the highest paid player in the league. So I wonder if some of it comes down to that, because we said this morning on the Nielsen show, which was on Cruise 95.7 FM, there's no negotiation here.
Not really.
Right? The Oilers would be like they would be idiots to try to play hardball with 97.
Correct.
Like you don't. He basically gets whatever he wants. So if he's going to get whatever he wants, why can't he get whatever he wants right now? I think is what people would be asking, as opposed to,
the
after camp gets going.
The maximizing, using as much of the new CBA as leverage to your advantage as the player does make sense. Like the landscape has changed with structure and things like that. And as the revenue goes up, so too does the cap. How do we squeeze everything out of this that we can? And I also do firmly believe that we'll hear he could have taken more, but he wants to save $1.5 million extra per year so that the Oilers have some wiggle room with cap space to get another player. I think that'll be part of the narrative again. I know he does think that way. But yeah, maybe they're just trying to hash it out and figure out some minute details of the new CBA and the structure and how they can use it to their advantage as leverage. And because you're right, like the outside of, you want to stay here and win? Yep. Your best friend's here? Yep. Okay, let's figure out the numbers. Let all the number crunchers take care of it on both sides, and then sign the deal. Away we go. We don't have to talk about this crap anymore.
All right, what say you here? 780-218-9999. If you're on TuneIn, you're on iHeart, you're at edmontonsportstalk.com. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. Lots of Kawhi jokes already rolling in. Timber Woodsman.
Well done.
Which tree planting company do we need to get a hold of to push this McDavid re-signing along? Well, the answer to that one is a fake one, because that's what the Clippers did, which was great. And Luke in Cowtown says McDavid is just waiting for his tree planting contract details to be ironed out. Let's get to a few more over on YouTube. Matt Aguirre says, I say send Coob, that would be Zach, into the locker room every day and ask when he's going to sign. Zach would do it, man.
Yeah, well, our station would get banned from the Oilers locker room so quickly.
Oh, yeah. Reed and Tommy, no more.
Bye-bye.
Smitty the Welder says, the fact that Connor says he doesn't want any distractions, he better sign before the season.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's why I find it all so curious, which is why, to me, I'm like 99.9% sure it gets done before the season starts, just from a common sense perspective.
That's
like you can't roll out. Yeah, you can't roll out and say, I don't want any distractions, knowing that you would be the biggest distraction maybe in the history of the league if you don't have this extension done.
If we really want to peel back some layers on this onion, Pierre LeBrun had an article in The Athletic today, and he spoke with Jeff Jackson, and speaking to Connor saying, I don't want any distractions. I want this to be. There was a line in there from Jeff Jackson that says, Connor is a man of his word. I've known him since he was a kid.
Well, then there we go.
There we go. We figured it out.
He's a man of his word.
Yes.
His word from the man was, I don't want distractions.
Yeah.
And he's a man of his word. And there's no negotiation likely. So then is he waiting for a special day? I like the suggestion of 9-7.
That's from Rob from the Grove. Had that yesterday on the Hangout, and that's actually kind of clever.
But now that would be, what is that? 4th, 5th? That's Sunday.
That's Sunday. And you announce
and then availability Monday.
Yeah. And then at the same time, you announce that they're expecting.
What?
I'm just saying, like, you
want
to make this special?
Oh my God.
I'm joking, of course, but like, you want to make it a special 9-7? You go triple whammy.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Contract, pregnancy, and then some kind of charitable effort. I don't know. I'm just BSing. But anyway, the 9-7 thing is kind of good point by Rob from the Grove. So, yeah.
Kevin over on the chat says, I think Connor looks at this not only from an Oilers perspective, but as a CBA member as well. He sets the tone. Could it be a flex contract, 20% of the cap, even as it goes up? And we were talking about this. What were we talking about this week?
We were talking about, like, if the CBA, you could just make the contract based on...
And somebody said you can't, that's not allowed.
No.
But that would make sense. Connor always will have 20% of the cap.
Right.
So when it goes up, his deal goes up. But who were we talking to that said it was a Gager? Somebody was saying you can't do that.
Didn't somebody bring it up to us on the weekend?
Yeah, where were we?
We were in Calgary.
Oh, was it Eddie?
Might have been Eddie.
Our producer at TSN.
Yeah.
That's right. We were at Local, and we were talking about this, and he's a huge Oilers fan. Eddie the Gambler. He's been on the Nielsen show a couple times. We said, well, why don't you just, it doesn't, it's not a number, it's a percentage.
Yes.
And I think Eddie, who has produced NHL games for years,
still does.
he said that you can't sign something like that.
Right. Noble concept, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it should be, really. I mean, that's, for a guy like him, when the cap's going to be going up as much as it is, that's how it should probably be.
Simplifies things, doesn't it?
Parkside texts into 780-218-9999. What about a list of 97 different announcements on September 7th? Hey, if you want to, what did we say? You said maybe they announce a pregnancy.
Perhaps.
We said maybe the contract. What else could McDavid announce on September 7th, which is 9-7?
He's running for mayor.
He'd probably win.
Yes, in a landslide.
What else? What else could he announce on September 7th? The Oilers have acquired a new goalie.
Oh, God.
That would probably be... somebody said, he goes, maybe they're telling him, he said, I'm not signing until you address the net minding. Which I don't... I mean, he's not that guy.
They announced the formal name of Ice District Phase 2 as McDavid District, or the Village.
McDavid's Village.
McDavid Village.
I think the village that they're going to put there is going to be like the one down in Calgary where we were at for the post game.
I don't know if there's room to do something like that, but that was super nice.
That was nice. We were in Calgary for the Elks game, and Brewhouse set us up with a spot to do pre and post game for Jay and Maddie for the Elks
at the university.
And we went over, and the village, like this little, it's called Village area.
I think so.
There was an ice cream place that had, it must have been 80 people lined up outside for ice cream.
Yes.
Could you believe that?
I thought it was for the movie theater. Like, what movie is everybody going to? And it was the ice cream shop.
That must be the greatest ice cream of all time. If you're going to wait in a line, and we were in there for an hour. It was just as long when we came back out.
Yes.
Either they have horrible service or a lot of people love that ice cream. I think it was called Village Ice Cream.
I would not wait more than 3 minutes for an ice cream.
That's a good question. How long would you wait for an ice cream? So when we were in Drumheller in the summer, I went with Marshall. We got like a regular sort of hard ice cream, 2-scoop cone.
Yeah.
And the girls and their friends were waiting for this ice cream down in Drum. I'd never seen it. For sure, it's not just a Drumheller thing, but it's like rolled out.
Oh, yeah.
And then like rolled up, and it kind of looks like a taquito.
Yep.
And there's like 3 of them in there.
Yep.
I swear to God, we ate ours, went and played in the water for a bit, came back. They were still waiting for their ice cream.
Yeah, not worth it.
So I would probably, would you say you wouldn't wait 3 minutes?
No more than 3 minutes.
You would wait 3 minutes.
I would give it 3 minutes.
I'd probably go 3 minutes too.
Yeah.
I'd probably go 3 minutes too. I'm not a big
cold.
fancy ice cream guy, but
it's got flavor. There's a cone, or either you put it in a little paper bowl. Away you go. I am not sitting there in a line of 80 people for Made by Marcus, as Baggio put it. And I've heard of that place before, and no ice cream is worth an hour wait.
Mex Bazuzu, I've lined up for Kind ice cream for a good 30 minutes.
I wouldn't do it, Max.
Wow.
I wouldn't do it.
Big Maple text in. On September 7th, McDavid will announce that he's upgrading his toilet seat to a heated one to match his driveway.
Okay. I mean, it'll be getting cold that time of year.
Waddy in Cloverdale, he's going to announce on September 7th that he's agreed to try ketchup.
Well played.
That's a good one.
Well played.
I like that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Spency 5 Centsy over on YouTube. What's the laziest job that sounds legit enough for McDavid to sign up for and do no work?
Unbelievable, by the way.
We are on fire today.
Yeah.
With these comments.
It would have to be
a great
like
question.
Data analyst, but there's no data to analyze.
Exactly.
And
he has an office with one of those nameplates on a desk, but he's never there.
Right.
And when people come in, they're like, oh, sorry, he just stepped out.
Yeah.
And you just do that for 8 more years.
Yep.
And he gets an extra $12 million a year under the table, delivered in a boat by Daryl Cates.
That was like Wayne Gretzky's office at the Oilers HQ.
When he was,
Yeah.
Did he actually have an office?
He had an office. He was never there. I remember some sales guys would be like, "You want to see Wayne's office?" And they would take him to his. It was dressed up and everything, but he was never there.
You know what they should have done? They should have just put like a cardboard cutout of Wayne in the desk.
And like a pre-recorded message.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Wayne Gretzky. Can I help you?
Go see my
That would be
executive
funny.
assistant in LA.
All right, 780-218-9999. Oh, man.
KDK.
Oh, man. I'm going to read it.
You are? Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna read it.
Oh, no.
Look, man, it's funny. It's kind of true. Like that's
nothing to say.
That's a long break.
I have nothing to say.
I'm going to read it because I think it's funny. And I mean, he can't really argue against it over the last couple months. So what were we saying? What was the
A job.
what was here? Let me get the fancy
the easiest, laziest job.
What's the laziest job that sounds legit enough for McDavid to sign up for and do no work? KDK texts in and says, Ryan Rashog currently holds the job you're speaking of. The guy is always away on vacation. And I mean, like when the season's over, Shoggy, who works a lot during the season.
He works his ass off.
He pops his head up here in September.
Yeah.
But that is funny still. I mean, even Shoggy would probably laugh at that one.
Well played, KDK.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually.
Luke in Cowtown. McDavid is announcing his summer job as Joaquin Gage's assistant.
Mike, the Michigan fan. McDavid will announce that he's going back to school and just signed a $9.7 million year nil deal with the Michigan Wolverines starting next year.
Great choice. Yeah.
Does he have eligibility still? Spider-Man Reed. I've never seen Spider-Man Reed texted before.
One.
This is great. Thank you, Spider-Man Reed. Says, couldn't McDavid just play Cates in a game of poker and Cates goes all in for $12 million and then folds?
Oh, well.
You know what? It sounds ridiculous, but could you get away with that?
I mean, we just
Connor McDavid wins $12 million from Daryl Cates at a legitimate poker game in the casino that is at the rink.
No one would have to know about it. That's the thing.
People always find out.
Well, I mean, we're learning that about Kawhi, obviously, which is insane.
This city, can you imagine if a Kawhi type scandal popped up in this market with McDavid 2 years from now? Can you imagine those shows, you guys? That'd be
fire.
That would be nuts.
As we like to say.
That would be nuts.
Sunny D via the inbox 780-218-9999. Hey boys, playing devil's advocate. How long till Stan Bowman makes calls to see what kind of return he can get for 97? How long can the Oilers wait not to move him? Can this team let him possibly walk come July 1st? Does every day that goes by lessen the return? Do you want to?
Well, let me.
It's devil's advocate from Sunny D.
First of all, let me say this.
Yeah.
And people, you're excited to talk Oilers again. It's post Labor Day. People are excited, so I can see why this comes. But this is an example, not to the team, but not to the players. But like if the deal was done, we wouldn't have to address this text.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not. We're not the only ones that have had this conversation.
And Sunny D isn't the only one that's thinking.
Well, and that's the thing. Like if this thing was done, like Draisaitl's was at this day last year, then we'd be sitting here going, well, that's stupid. He's got a deal done. However, and we talked about it with Bruce Boudreau this morning, and he was phenomenal. If you missed it, find it on Nielsen's show YouTube or on the podcast. Like Mitch Marner Toronto got nothing.
Yeah. No, they traded.
Oh, they did trade.
They traded.
Yeah, that's right. They got Waugh back. Okay, well, whatever.
Oh yeah, Nick Waugh.
But I mean, David's worth more than that. Like
a little bit.
Can you? If it was around the office today. Somebody said, what if the Oilers, I think it was Reed and I earlier today, he was sitting on the couch in my office. We were chatting. And he said, what if the Oilers are in like first place at the trade deadline and McDavid doesn't have a deal done and you know that he's going to walk July 1st?
Well, then you pull the trigger.
But you're in first place.
And that might be your chance to win the cup. Okay, I rescind my comment.
But once again, very slim odds that this would happen. But there's no contract in place yet, so people are curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like a waste of time. And in 12 days, we can be like, remember that?
It is, yeah.
So it probably is. But as of right now, that could be a possibility. Do you run it out and try to win a cup and then maybe do the sign and trade and all that stuff after? There's always that.
Sure.
Or do you move them at the deadline for just an insane amount?
It's not even going to get anywhere near there, so I think it's not even worth talking about.
But if we were talking about it...
But if you... Yeah.
I think I'd probably keep him.
Yeah.
Go through the playoff run. Get down on your knees and beg him to stay again at the end of it. And then try to work out a lesser value on a sign and trade, I guess.
These are extreme hypotheticals.
Did they just announce this deal already?
That's just... I know some people have a itchy trigger finger and jump the gun.
All right, 780-218-9999. Those are your Popeyes spicy headlines. Connor McDavid is going to speak on Friday. It'll be, if there's no deal done, it'll be, I don't want to create a distraction.
Yep.
We're going to talk, working with the team, with his team.
Yep.
Trying to figure out the number and how to make the most out of this. It's a unique spot because the cap is going to be going up by so much that, that's why we're going to probably see a 3 or 4 year deal, I guess. But those are your Popeye spicy headlines. A fun conversation nonetheless.
That was fun.
All right, 780-218-9999. Keep the text messages coming in. We got a Whipping Boy bracket that has been going on. We're in the semifinals today. The YouTube vote earlier today, the YouTube vote between Skinner and Nurse ended 50-50.
Unreal.
A dead heat, which means that this will now come down to the Twitter vote after the YouTube vote was a tie. So this is your numbers game for our partners over at Play Alberta, where they have improved odds on all North American sports this year, including hockey when it happens, and the NFL, which gets started tomorrow night with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Download the Play Alberta app today. Use the code EST Sports. Deposit $50, get a $50 free bet with the EST Sports code. Who'd you vote for? Skinner or Nurse? You did vote for
on both. I went into the...
Oh, you cast 2 ballots.
Well, I went to the X Twitter one, and then I did go into the YouTube one. I went Skinner for both.
All right, what are we looking at results? Okay, here we are. Okay, so 50-50 split on YouTube. That's a wash. It'll come down to who wins on Twitter. Right now, it is a 55.5% to 44.5% in favor of Nurse.
Wow. Okay.
So Darnell Nurse on the verge. And now, as I said, the Whipping Boy bracket semifinals, who was/is the more criticized Oiler, fairly or unfairly. And I think what's happening here, Tommy, with the vote is that people are looking at it going, Skinner is fairly criticized. And they're looking at the actual true meaning maybe behind a Whipping Boy in that Skinner deserves
the criticism. Now,
I don't think he deserves as much criticism as he gets.
Mm-hmm.
But Darnell Nurse's criticism, basically, I said it this morning. Anytime the guy makes a bad play, people just bitch about his contract. It's not like, he could have done this, he could have done that. It's just like
9.5.
That much for 9.25? Like,
that's a great point.
I think that's
Darnell
what's
played
happening.
better last year. And the noise around him got way quieter. I saw it on the post-game show nightly. You're right about them going right after the contract. We'll see. Man. It'll be interesting to see how this story develops. I saw someone text in asking about Carter Hart updates. I have not heard anything outside of what I was told a few weeks ago that's a name that hasn't been popping up much around the hockey department, hockey ops side, and I imagine it's probably the same way.
Coach Mike texts in at 780-218-9999, says, Pete left a tire fire, crowned the king, and he'll be up tomorrow against Hork. And then it'll probably be Chiarelli versus Nurse in the final.
Chiarelli. Because
I think Chiarelli wins.
How do you go to one win away from the conference final to 2 straight years out of the playoffs, dismantling the team, and you have to have Ken Holland come in and mop it all up? And it didn't take long for him to get them cruising.
Chiarelli was fairly criticized and also made so many mistakes. You know, like it wasn't like, oh, he made only 1 or 2 mistakes and are hard on him. No, he made a couple good moves to start and then completely panicked and tore down the entire thing.
Correct. And relied way too heavily on young guys who are not ready to take on more responsibility. You can't tell me that Anton Slepyshev, Jujhar Khaira, Matt Benning, and Drake Gazzola were ready to play like 10-year vets that they shipped out. No chance. It's a mess.
Big Maple texts in and says, hey, Tommy, any advice for Skinner to push this thing over the line? Right? He's on the verge of losing.
Yep.
And should Skinner go on his social media on Instagram and say, vote for me?
Find all the rules you can break and break them. That's what I would tell Stu.
That is funny. All right, La Bamba guy over on YouTube. And hey, smash the thumbs up for us if you're watching on YouTube today. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Many of them probably don't know how to hear us on a platform or watch us. So give them a heads up on that. This was a Dylan Holloway quote from Cam and Strick.
Oh, yeah. He was on with them, yesterday?
Yeah. This was one of the quotes that got clipped. It rubbed me the wrong way how little Edmonton thought of me in our contract negotiations. I'm an Alberta boy. I wanted to go back to a team where we went so far with, but as soon as Edmonton didn't reciprocate that feeling, I was all in on St. Louis.
Okay. That sounds a little bit revisionist history to me.
Okay. In which way?
So there was a phone call made by Dylan Holloway to someone super high up in the Oilers, and they discussed what had happened and him signing the offer sheet.
So after he signed the offer sheet,
and this is while they're waiting for everything to play out.
There was so after he signed the offer sheet, before the Oilers decided not to match.
Well, it was somewhere in that time. Like,
okay,
I think,
so in that window,
yeah, and
a phone call from Holloway to somebody.
It was a phone call between Holloway and someone super high up in the Oilers, and the gist of it was Dylan said, I'm paraphrasing, and this is again what I was told from people who have direct knowledge of it. I don't want to leave. And the person on the other end said, well, as soon as you sign that offer sheet, you wanted to leave. So, like, why would you sign? Basically, that person was saying, why the hell did you sign it then? And then,
and he's saying he didn't like the way he was being disrespected in negotiations.
Yeah.
Right.
And then while all of this was happening, I was in Calgary. One of my good friends is tight with the family, was staying at the house, and was like, it's chaos. Everyone's worried he's leaving and that the Oilers aren't going to match it. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
So he wasn't really all in on St. Louis.
He got bad advice from his agent. Yeah. I could add one more thing in there. I was there. I was with someone from Oilers Hockey Ops during that time as well, and they were just saying he made a poor choice by going and doing that and trying to force their hand for, what did he get, like $1.5 million more than he would have gotten?
Okay. But I also feel like the Oilers didn't match out of spite as well. Like,
because they felt slighted by him.
Yeah, but still,
I would have signed him anyway.
I don't think you can make an organized... You let one of your only few prospects go,
which is
because you felt slighted.
Yeah.
Why should anybody criticize Holloway for feeling slighted and then signing somewhere else? If the others are going to feel slighted and say, well, then leave. Like, as an organization, you got to be like, damn, he used his contractual rights to get more of a fair dollar than what they were probably offering. The true number is probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
They were trying to play hardball with him because their cap management was piss poor. he was like, well, this isn't fair to me. I'm going to sign here thinking that I'm not really going to go because they're going to match because I'm an important part of their future. They're like, oh, well, you signed the offer sheet. We're going to let you go. And I don't think you can do that as an organization.
What we can surmise is there hurt feelings on both ends. Both sides.
Yeah, exactly. But I think both sides would have wanted it to, like, somebody should have just started up and said, Holloway should have said, you know what? I do want to stay.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have signed that, but I didn't like the way I was being handled. And the Oilers go, yeah, we're not happy that you did that, but you are an important piece. Instead, we're going to have to trade our top prospect to get another young guy anyway.
Right.
Like, you can't do business deals out of spite. Although I think a lot of people probably do. But
absolutely, emotions get involved.
But when you're managing
in all
assets at an NHL level.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, man, during that week, I kept telling people that I would talk to, I'd be like, there's no way they let Dylan Holloway go. They got to keep him. He's the better price point. He looks like he's ready to pop and take the next step. But if you look at it too, Dusty, I'm not even going to defend the franchise, but I'm just going to say, if you look at it from their point of view, he really had not done much as an NHL player to justify getting that much of a jump in money. Now, them showing him that by not matching the offer sheet that's probably what pissed him off. And he kind of articulated that yesterday on that podcast. And me being me, if I was in his shoes, I would also feel slighted, but I'm a stubborn guy that doesn't listen when I get my mindset on something.
Yeah.
You know? So I get it. I get it from both sides. Do I think it was a mistake at the end of the day, a year later, by the Oilers? 100%. I would have forked over the cash, said, you screwed us on this one, kid. You used this tactic to your advantage, which we allowed to happen by exposing you to it. You win this one.
Even if he would have got half of what he got productive-wise in St. Louis, it still would have been worth what they're paying him.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Did we know he was going to be a 60-plus point player this year?
But if he scores 16 goals for the Oilers and has 36 points,
absolutely
for that price tag, you're still like, oh, that's good, and they still have him. He's still developing as an asset.
Absolutely.
Right?
So. Absolutely. Now, that's on the Oilers for poor cap management. And again, like a couple years prior, remember they played nice with Ryan McLeod, and Ryan McLeod played nice with them? They kind of had that, hey, we're tight on the cap. We'll take care of you on your next contract. And they did. I don't know if they were of the same mind with Holloway in regard to that.
Why would you not have been, though?
I don't know. I would have been.
Yeah,
because
I don't understand.
Potential in him.
I think also from an organizational perspective, he's trying to, take you for an extra 750 or whatever, but you have nothing else in your pipeline. Like
they don't.
They had to go trade for Ike Howard because they didn't have anybody else like Dylan Holloway.
Right.
So it's like at that point you have to go, look, our organizational depth can't take this hit. But they definitely could have made that one work, which still never makes sense to me.
Broberg leaving, I was like, okay, that price point, him being, disgruntled. I saw it firsthand. I got it. Like I thought for sure he's going to St. Louis, but the Holloway one, looking back last summer, I'm like, they need to keep him around. They need to, and I would say it to people with the team. I'm like, you guys are keeping Dylan, aren't you? And they're like, what? We'll see.
All right, let's get into that's your numbers game. We got started with the whipping boy, and then kind of got taken around. Sorry, Zach. I just need the mouse for 1 second here. Hang on, buddy. All right, we are launching Tommy Gazzola's rankings of importance for the upcoming season. What's this, like the fifth time we've done this?
We started at 12. No,
we started this back just on the Oil Stream when it was just a podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, from like my basement in your house.
Good times.
So you've got 25 guys ranked. I have seen the list. Mm-hmm. We're not going to tease it. We're not going, oh, interesting at the top. Not at the top, but near the top.
Yeah.
I don't think too much is going to surprise people. So we'll work from 25 up to 21 today.
Yep.
Then we'll go 20 to 15 the next show, and then all the way up. All right, Tommy. So number 25 on Tommy Gazzola's rankings of importance for the upcoming 25-26 Stanley Cup run is
Maximilian Bartholomew Jones.
Oh, Max Jones.
Yeah.
The backup break glass in case of emergency power forward.
Sure.
Right? Is that
for small bits of time?
Yeah.
Listen,
a dozen games or something.
Yeah, exactly. I think we might see him. He might be on the roster all season. I feel like he might bounce back and forth between Edmonton and Bakersfield. He would require waivers, would he not? I would imagine so, but
I mean, whatever.
It's Max Jones, so like if somebody plucks him, you're like, okay, well, when he gets waived again, we'll pick him up again. It's big body guy, skates well, had a good debut with the Oilers. Was supposed to start the season last year when he got acquired by the Oilers in Bakersfield, but remember they ran into injury trouble. So he got to suit up and played okay and then stuck around, was a black ace for the playoffs. One of those guys that's a tweener, been around the league for a while, has been an everyday player. You know, those years in Anaheim are kind of behind him, but I got Max Jones in there. I don't think there's really too much to read into when it comes to him.
Number 24 is a huge sign of disrespect for the overage European who's going to try to play North American professional hockey. Tomasek at 24.
To you, well done on describing it that way. That was interesting.
I'm always intrigued by I drafted this guy in the Juan Rincon Hockey League with my final prospect pick. Like, so the lowest possible pick I could possibly take.
Yeah.
There was like nobody else. You're looking at like third, fourth rounders from the previous draft.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I'll take a flyer on Thomas. Like, then all the boys in Lethbridge are like, Oilers homer pick. I was like, well, whatever. Let's see what happens. And then now I can text them all and say, Tommy's got him number 24.
I certainly
on the Oilers
do.
rankings of importance.
Again, he could end up in Bakersfield before he decides to go back to the Swiss or Swedish league. Listen, when you're being compared to Roman Cervenka and your abilities in the National Hockey League are 17 points in 39 games, that's your equivalent. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of time for you. I hope I'm wrong. I don't understand the desire to go and pluck obscure European guys that are approaching 30, thinking you're smarter than everyone else. The Oilers had a penchant for this in the last decade, during the decade of darkness. They would go get these Finnish and Swedish guys.
A lot of misses.
Joakim Nygard, Joel Persson. Gaetan Haas scored a huge goal in the United Cup.
Stanley Cup winner.
Right? Not in real life, though. I do not like the idea of getting older European guys thinking that they're going to amount to something in the NHL. I don't think it works. I've listed examples of why it, and who it doesn't work with. Like Iro Pakarinen was another one. So I'm sorry. Like, because of his contract, maybe he gets to hang around. But when you're compared to Roman Cervenka, who played with the Calgary Flames 10 years ago and played 39 games, got 17 points, I don't like your upside. So David Tomasek, I'm just going to say it. Bad signing. 24 on my list of importance.
All right. Mex Bazuzu on YouTube is giving these guys kind of nicknames. Max Minimum Jones at 25. David Tommy Thinks You Suck Tomasek.
Yeah.
Number 23 on the list. A guy that the city has always kind of loved.
I love this guy.
Curtis Lazar at 23.
I wanted to put him up higher, but that would be total favoritism. And then I consulted with Reed and Benny Thompson on this list, and I bounced some ideas off of them. I incorporated some of their ideas, and I also poo-pooed some of their ideas because I said, this is my list.
Yeah.
My rankings of importance, but I did consult with these guys, and we talked about Laser. I am at 23. I hope he plays a bigger role, but really he's obviously a fourth-line NHLer at this point. He'll give you everything he can. I don't expect any flashes of brilliance or anything like that. He's just a hardworking, honest effort, good guy that can give you some decent minutes in the NHL. But that's why I have Curtis Lazar at number 23.
All right, one spot higher at number 10. And we're going up to 21 today. I think 21 might be interesting, create some conversation with listeners. 22, former Golden Bear.
Not Derek Ryan.
Not Derek Ryan.
Derek Ryan in this list.
Derek Ryan is not on the list.
No, he is not. Noah Philp. This is a guy, I'm actively rooting for. I want to see him make this team. I want to see him become the right shot, fourth line center that's a bigger body, willing to engage type of guy that I think the Oilers really want. It's a process. I mean, we saw him have a great camp after sitting out a year of hockey. People wanted him and clamored for him to be on the team. He finally got his look later on in the season. Yep. He looked okay. I mean, when the competition got tougher, his game wasn't as effective, and that's natural. But now, having a full year back under his belt, he's up and running. He's mentally probably prepared for this scenario. I think there is an opening for him to make the opening night roster. I want to see Noah Philp make this team, and I think that him sitting at 22 is fair. And if he does make the team and takes advantage of his opportunities, has a little bit of success, going into next season when we're doing this all over again, he's going to be higher up the rankings of importance.
Who do you think has these are the rankings of importance, but who do you think has a bigger impact on the team this year, Lazar or Philp? Right, Lazar's got that experience. I think
Lazar will,
yeah,
but I'm hoping it's Philp.
Yeah.
They're at different points of their careers. One guy's on the up and up, hopefully. The other guy has been around and is just trying to stick around and make sure he's an everyday NHLer.
Max Mazuzu, 23, Curtis, don't hurt us, Lazar. And then 22, Noah, actually a Golden Bear Philp. Reed Wilkins in the chat says, Noah Philp played post-secondary hockey with the University of Alberta Golden Bears.
Are you serious? I had no idea.
I didn't know.
That is news to me.
Thanks for pointing it out, man.
Is there any other Oilers/U of A Golden Bear connection that I might have missed? Because I had no idea.
We can find him.
Nobody ever.
How many of these guys, when they were rookies, played against the Golden Bears? Oh, just saying.
Hey, good point. Those were fun games to cover.
All right, and number 21 on the list. And this will wrap the list for today, and then Friday we'll go 20 through... Oh, look at 20. Interesting.
I know. That one I consulted with.
Surprised me a little bit.
I had him higher, which should not surprise you.
Everybody will know who's at 20. I mean, we're not even hiding it.
They'll forget by Friday. Don't worry.
All right, number 21 on the list. Who do you got?
I have Ty Emberson.
Okay.
I think, him and Stetcher will be, barring injury, knock on wood, Oilers fans. Barring injury, it's going to be those two jostling for that 6th spot in the lineup. I think, you want Emberson to take it, right? He's a guy you're developing. He spent the whole year with you last year. Had some okay moments, had some tougher moments. We didn't see a lot of him late in the year, obviously. And then Troy Stetcher, had some good moments in the postseason, but he's a veteran. He's been around for a decade or so. So I hope, and I think ideally Ty Emberson takes the next step, continues to progress, and he too, like Philp, maybe by this time next year is higher up on this list. He's one of those coveted right shot D-men that every NHL team lacks and wants, and the Oilers are hopeful he can continue to develop. So right now, just because his role was diminished late in the season, he kind of dropped down to number 21.
You sure hope that if we were to do this mid-season, he's higher than Stetcher. You know what I mean?
And maybe he gets comfortable, and his defensive zone obviously is probably the priority, and he gets that sorted out, and he gains confidence, and then eventually finds some offensive game in the NHL, because that sorely lacked last season.
I got to get to a few of the reactions on YouTube. Of course, you can text us as well, 780-218-9999. Amishman19 says, if 21 is Podkolzin, Tommy won't beat the allegations of your being an anti-Podkolzin guy. You have him at 21.
No, I gave Podkolzin his roses in this list, so don't worry.
Kasperi Kapanen on the YouTube chat says, who has 2 thumbs and made the top 20 of Tommy's rankings of importance?
Barely.
That would be him.
Barely. And if it wasn't for Reed and Benny, would have been further down the list, but they made some good points, which I'll get to on Friday.
Rip City Step. Wow, regular in the top 20.
That's dreaming. Rip City Step. What you smoking, boy?
What I'm surprised is that you've got Josh Brown in the top 20. That blows my mind.
Bakersfield.
That blows my mind.
Oh yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
That's funny. I saw his name on the list. So I was like, that's not going to be on my list.
Could be the number 8. Jones, Tomasek, Lazar, Philp, and Emberson. 25 through 21 on Tommy's annual rankings of importance, which usually does sort of signal that we're beyond the off season. It's time to start prepping for the year,
Absolutely.
right? That's kind of what it is. Bone says, Janmark, top 3? Question mark? Well, we'll have to see.
A little tidbit. I had to drop him down a little bit.
Who's that, Janmark?
Yeah. Not much.
I'm
but
gonna look. Let me take a look at this list. I'll see if I can.
The boys, they talked me into it.
Okay, I'm gonna say that you had him at. I'm gonna write the number down here.
Yeah.
Man.
One lower.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you had him between those two guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I knew it'd be somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Oh, we always love where Matthias Janmark ends up on Tommy's. How did this start again? What was you had him way too high one year, right? Isn't that what it was?
Oh, yes.
And then he actually had an okay year, and you're like, I told you,
guys.
Janmark's the guy.
And he always got pumped. He got talked up too. He got they were giving him a lot of love for his defensive play, and he had a good playoffs. And I was like,
he worked his way up. Tommy knew it. All right, so we will continue this experiment on Friday on the oil stream. I look forward to getting through 2019, 18, 17, and 16. If you can correctly predict Tommy's next 5 names on this list, 20 through 16, you will win absolutely nothing except our respect.
Yes.
That would be pretty good, actually.
Good point.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, and you know what, though? I will say this. If you think about it, you might be able to do it. 20 through 16. Tweet your 16 through 20 at us, and we'll see if anybody gets it. If anybody gets it right. Zacticum, what is coming up on EST Afternoons, buddy?
Yeah, tons is coming up with Gager and Hernan here. We'll talk about the Elks' return to practice. We got the Who Dis final.
Oh, no.
Ooh, I like Who Dis.
I didn't know it ended in a final.
Yes.
You mean it's the final Who Dis?
It is the final Who Dis.
I thought
there's a tie
You would call
between-
that the finale of Who Dis.
I thought this was like
it
a
is
tournament.
final. It is a sense of tournament because there was a fun spinning wheel, right?
Yep.
The player profiles and certain fans guessed it. Now it's between 2. I think Aiden O'Neill and I forget the other gentleman's name.
Oh, okay. So
it will be
those
a
guys.
finale.
Final. Ooh,
Yes.
exciting.
It is a finale and
nice
a final
little tournament here
at the same time.
Well,
That's
they
redundant.
basically mean the same thing.
It is redundant.
Yeah.
Yes. They
I never
basically
know
do.
when to say
we
finale.
It's kind of like a fancy way of saying ketchup. Like ketchup.
Ketchup. Yes.
I don't know if that's the best comparison.
That's a terrible comparison.
I'm not sure that's remotely close to
that was
what
awful. That was really bad.
Anyway, sorry.
It's like aluminium.
Aluminium.
But they're
kinda what it's
spelt
like.
differently.
Yes.
Well, British people say aluminium.
I know, but finale has an E at the end.
That's
Final doesn't.
aluminium has an I for some
French.
reason at the end instead of aluminum.
What?
Anyways,
no way. You're not
For real.
No, it doesn't.
Well, why would you
don't
say
think so.
aluminium?
Because they have an accent. Finale and final are spelt differently. They're different
I'm
words,
looking this up
technically.
right now. I'm very frustrated.
Is there 2 different spellings of? No way. I don't think so.
It's aluminum. Aluminium.
Hey, what else is coming up on this show?
Okay. At 120, Mark Cordy, Elks offensive
excellent.
lineman, will be checking in as well. We got Hernan's
What?
World. We'll be talking some NFL, the top 3 stories that we'll be watching for the upcoming season. Faces of the franchise.
They're
in a new
spelled the
segment.
same way.
Yeah, they're spelled the same. It's aluminum.
Nope.
No, there's an I in there.
What did I just say? Boom. Final, finale, aluminium.
Wow, that might be a courageous
Ketchup,
moment.
catsup. Terrible
happening?
comparison.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got the
good.
courageous moment
For Blue
at
Cross,
220
yeah.
for
Yeah,
Alberta.
that'd be good.
Blue Cross as
Wow.
well, and this day in sports history. So
I thought
it'll
all
be
the
a
words
fun
were always
show.
just written the same and then said differently. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
No, sir.
That's a Canadian thing then.
It's the Commonwealth preferred.
I don't even know what the Commonwealth
Canadian.
is.
We are part of the Commonwealth in Canada.
All right. How do you say
Aluminium.
Aluminium. I can't even
Aluminium.
I can't even say the first half of it.
Aluminium.
All right, that's going to do it for the oil stream. Let's get out of here. EST Afternoons is on the way. Awesome show yesterday for Hernan and Gager. I think people are loving it, especially with another hockey season right around the corner. That will do it for the Oil Stream today. Portion of the Oil Stream brought to you by Popeyes and Play Alberta. And, of course, the Oil Stream is presented to you by Boston Pizza, where kids eat free. Dine in for the month of September. For Tom Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielson. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning on 95.7 Cruise FM. Take it easy.